Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta for TNV Small Critter Rescue. Between episodes, I calculated how many ability points each character needs to master all their jobs. And TNV needs the least, because I guess he's been with our party the entire time. And Lenna needs the most, so I was like, I don't want to have Lenna being in the Geomancer job, because she already mastered that. So I threw TNV into the Geomancer job, just so that, you know, I'm not wasting a whole lot of ability points, so I'm trying to get people to master their jobs. So, Faris, after TNV, is the next closest to mastering all the jobs, so she'll probably master everything first. But we will have no problem mastering all the jobs. We still have a lot of dungeons to do, besides the remaining 3 elemental dungeons. We also have a few side dungeons to do. This episode, we're mainly going to do just a bunch of side explorations. We're going to grab 3 of the legendary weapons here. I mentioned before, I was going to grab the Sage's Staff, because that helps boost white magic. Eventually, we're going to get a white magic attack spell, Holy. We're going to unlock the Gaia Bell, the Oath Bell, for the Geomancer, and then we'll get the Assassin's Knife for our Magic Knight. So, other weapons, not really going to be useful for us, so it doesn't matter what we grab after this. Some of these weapons are probably just selling, so yeah, it's really weird. We can get all these legendary weapons, you know, they're supposed to be so powerful, and we just go to any random store and just sell them. And, you know, some of them are actually, like, really, really cheap. Like, they only give it, like, 1 gold for it. I guess they don't realize how important these weapons are, but like I said, we can't use most of them just because of the restrictions of the 4-job class, so just to keep inventory clear, we're going to, you know, probably get rid of a bunch when we do unlock them. But I will unlock all of them, so let's just equip some stuff. Yeah, TNV got knocked out by one of those shield dragons. So there's also a new enemy in here, X-Death's Soul. But that enemy is weak to Holy, just like how X-Death was. So I'll be coming back here. Like I said, I'm going to make 3 more trips to get all the legendary weapons. And during one of those trips, once I have the Holy Spell, I should be able to take out both X-Death's Soul and the Shield Dragon. It might be a new way to take care of him, so I'm going to try that. So now we get a little cutscene here with X-Death. He has all these monsters, and they are going to be basically mini-bosses on the way to when we go to finally fight X-Death and confront him in the Cleft of Dimensions here. So yeah, we have a lot of bosses that we're going to fighting. So it's like a big boss gauntlet, almost like the Mega Man games, where like before we fight Dr. Wily, we fight all the robot masters. Well, in this case, we have to fight all the monsters that were sealed, along with the Void in the Cleft of Dimension. They'd always send out 3 of them to basically prevent us from getting any more of the stone tablets. So yeah, the next 3 elemental dungeons will encounter boss monsters. It's not going to be like the pyramid where we just grabbed the stone tablet and that was it. Speaking of the pyramid, we're going to have to go back there eventually and grab all the treasure. But for now, we're just going to grab some treasure around the world, visit some towns. Get some clues. This is Rugar, and most of the people here aren't very, I guess, worried about the war. Like that first person there was, the second person there was, she was like, they're a little scared because, you know, a desert appeared to the east, and the other person was afraid of the, you know, darkness. But all these people here, in the bar, basically the same thing. They're just like, oh, they're just having fun drinking, and a lot of the kids also make say similar things, like the kid who found the Moogle and stuff. All these people up here, they're not really saying anything new. So, and that old man, I thought I talked with him, but it brought the kid up. But that old man basically says that there's a little girl looking for her ribbon, and we remember when we first came to this place back in Gallus World, there was that girl between the counters in the armor shop and the weapon shop, and she was like, I'm looking for my ribbon. Well, now that we're in this world, the combined world, we can go talk with her, and she will have found that ribbon. So, get that. Another good piece of equipment. Don't need that healing staff anymore. Did really well for us, but now we're just gonna keep that holy staff. Keep the elemental shields. And we talk with the girl, and she's like, hey, you're fighting against X-Death, here, take this. A ribbon! And that prevents pretty much every single status ailment. So it's really good headgear. The only people who can wear it are dancers, and then people who have the equipped ribbon ability, which is the last ability that the dancer gets. So, because their second, usually it's a powerful, like the normal ability, like the Geomancer would get like terrain, something. But for the dancers, that powerful ability to use ribbons. So we're back in Corwin, get some new dialogue here. A lot of people's dialogue has changed here. Desert appears in the west, it's scary. But more importantly, if we're going for 100% treasure, there was a crate that we couldn't reach. There was a man blocking it. Well, now that man is moved, so we can actually get the crate that's sitting here. And a new lady appeared there. Oh, that tall is standing, Cara in the desert standing. I really mumbled that up. But that's an optional dungeon. Gives you a summon. So this lady, she's asking, hey, do you think I'm beautiful? I'm saying no. She's like, poof. But if you say she is beautiful, she will turn into whatever character you currently have. So if you have Lenna out, she turns into Lenna, Cara, Faris, etc. Basically, that's somebody mimicking us. We're going to learn a little bit more about that person in a little bit. Mainly from the people here in this tavern. But that lady saw Hiryu flying to the mountain in the first world. Now she saw a big dragon, which is Bahamut. So she's reminding you basically to head to the north mountain to fight Bahamut. Like I said, we're going to need a black chocobo to do that. This guy tells us that if we got a submarine, we can get to the sunken Wars Tower. And apparently the submarine likes to mimic people, wants to go to that tower. And that's basically the lady who we met outside. After you talk with her, she disappears, so... but anyway, yeah, so that's giving you an idea to, once you get a submarine, that we can actually go back to the Sunken Wars Tower and apparently meet that Mage who wants to go there. And we can also get that last remaining crystal piece. So there's where the Clefted Dimension is. If you jump in there, you get pulled into the Clefted Dimension. You can enter it any time you get the airship. But like I said, we're not going to enter it until basically the end. I'm not going to be able to enter this tower either for a while because there's a barrier blocking it off. That tower is where the catapult used to be. Where, Sid found the airship and told us a lot of stuff. Speaking of Sid, there's his grandson Mid running around. What's he doing? A tower suddenly appeared on top of the catapult. Sid's been trapped underneath. We're going to have to free him somehow. And these some of the people who tell us about the tower. It's called the Fork Tower. We saw it. And basically it has a fork in it. So there's one path on one side, on the right, one on the left. And these people let us know, this one lets us know that the left tower, you have to use magic. The tower on the other path on the right, you can't use magic. So, more weapons over here. No more people, I mean. But we want to head to this bard's house. We don't have to do it right now. But if you talk with this bard after playing 7 of the pianos, and then you play a tune on the piano, he will teach you another song. But he will tell you then that, like, hey, you can still learn more. So that's your kind of your clue that, you still haven't mastered the piano yet. That's nice. So he'll teach you another tune. Power song. And so we talk with him again. He says, you're still going to get better. So that's your clue that, plus along with when we played the 7th piano, basically said, you think you've mastered the piano, or you mastered the piano, or you think. So, yeah, there's one more town left that we have to visit. We got a little bit of clues about that town. Some of these people are saying that like there's a town that appears in the forest. So that's your clue that you can start searching the forest by Crescent there. But there's several forests along the way, but you don't know exactly which one. Well, I mean, I know which one it is because I played the game multiple times. But eventually you'll find exactly what one to do in a later dungeon. So I'll just hold off on visiting that town until I get, you know, all the clues. So that way it shows you how you, if you were just playing the game for the first time, how you would deduce what forest you want to search for that town. And that's the town that was hinted at by the scholars back in the ancient library. They said, hey, there was a town that was sealed with along in the Cleft of Dimension. And they're like, well, now that the Cleft of Dimension's appeared, you know, maybe that town will too. So that's the hidden town. That's where we'll get the spoiler, the last piano, and also we'll end up getting the Black Chocobo that allows us to get to that northern mountain where Bahamut is, and also that tower in the desert that someone in Cara mentioned. So yeah, we're just gathering a whole bunch of clues around here. Most of these people saying the same thing, but this guy adds something different. He now has this extra dollar. He says, now there's strange castles appeared. So that's your clue that that cave up north that we went through that ended in a dead end. You climb down, you just ended in that one area where there's like two spaces of land, nothing else there. That's your clue that now there's a different thing there. So we're gonna head up to that cave and hop back into it. So we'll hop on an airship, fly up there. There's only one area where there's a lot of new monsters in the sea, but there's only one area where there's new land monsters. So that's why it's good that we're not getting into any attacks here. And you had to park our airship a little bit away from the castle there, but it shouldn't be bad for random encounters because in the castle, for whatever reason, you can get the Hiryu. There's no point in getting the Hiryu and flying it because you know, the Hiryu can't go as many places as the airship, so there's no advantage to it. So yeah, just keep your airship. And now we're heading back into this cave. We can actually defeat those skull eater monsters. Those gray like squirrels. We could defeat them anytime we have the terrain ability with the stalactite terrain. But that's ability doesn't really appear, or that's a terrain effect that doesn't really appear until you get higher levels. So the chance of us landing this stalactite attack earlier in the game, like when we first in this world, when we were in the original world, probably very low. But I knew I was going to come back here and fight them again, because I had to go through this cave, so yeah, we'll just got their stats there finally. Yeah, only one hit point, but they have like amazing evasion. They run away a lot, so they're almost like the metal slimes in Dragon Warrior. Like I said, there's a few different jobs that can take them out relatively easily. But there's not too big of a deal to fight them, because even when we weren't able to defeat them, remember they ran away a lot, and if they run away, you still get the 5 ability points. You won't get the experience and the gold, but they don't give much gold experience. The reason you really want to fight them, I guess, is mainly to get, potentially they drop elixirs. And elixirs are the key to defeating a future enemy. That gives a lot of ability points. The only enemies in this area here are those statues. Throw soft potions at them, like we did in Galluswald, and you instantly defeat them. They give a lot of ability points too. Groups of 2 give 5, the groups of 5 give 8. But the main reason you want to come here is to fight this extra summon here. I'm going to equip the Guardian Knife, because we're not really going to defeat this summon by doing damage. Basically, we're going to turn it into stone. It's susceptible to the break spell, so we want to have our Magic Knights cast the Break Blade, and even though we'll put break on the chicken knife, when you still fight to attack Odin here, there's still a chance that it'll he'll the runaway factor on the knife will will kick in, and then of course you'll just lose that turn. And turns are kind of important on this because, like I said, he gives us 1 minute, and that's it. And I'll show off what happens if you don't defeat him in that minute as a bonus after this episode. But yes, I see he mainly just uses that true edge, hits you, takes off a lot of damage. I'm not too worried that 2 of my characters were knocked out at that battle because I just saw Odin gives no ability points, like most bosses. They give ability points, so you don't want anyone to be knocked out when the boss battle finishes. Yeah, Odin doesn't give anything, so there was nothing to gain other than his summon. So now if we go to our magic and we look at the Esper, we got Odin as a summon. He's a 4th level summon there, and we'll get the next 4th level summon in the next episode. So we could have got it anytime once you get the airship back, you can get that next summon. But we're kind of doing a loop around the world. Clockwise loop around the world, so you have a few more places to visit after that. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, this is Ball Castle, or Gallus Castle, and we end up behind that door that was locked, that no one could unlock. Well, now that we're on the other side of it, we can unlock it. Now, as long as we stay in the castle, the door will remain unlocked, so we can go up to the next floor, come back down, it'll be unlocked. But once we leave the castle and come back, it's locked again. So like I said, you want to make sure that you get that Odin on your first trip here. So, and speaking of Odin, this is what happens if you do not defeat him in time. You basically just get game over. The battle stops, and time's up, come back some other time. And it takes you back to the beginning screen, so... And I hope you come back tomorrow. I take you back to this save, and we'll continue our exploration. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.